Hello, it's Mr. Wakely here, and this is my first video in what I hope will be a bit of a series in which I'm going to show you how to download and install the operating system onto the SD card for your Raspberry Pi. Now, the first thing you'll need to do is you'll need to insert your SD card into the USB card reader and then plug it into your computer. And it should appear, with a bit of luck, as one of the USB drives. In my one, it's D. Just make sure you know which one's which. Okay, and now it's time to go to the Raspberry Pi website. So it's raspberrypi.org. 2 R's in berry, pi is pi.org. And here we are. Now, this is an absolutely brilliant website. It'll tell you where to buy stuff. It'll tell you what you can do with your Pi, how to code your own games. There's all sorts of clubs, competitions. There are magazines to download. There are hundreds of books that you can download. These are all free. You can download them all for free. You can learn to code. Look, here's how to make a first-person shooter game. There's all sorts of brilliant stuff. There's also some tutorials and all sorts of brilliant things. But I'll go over this in more detail another time. For the moment, we're just heading to downloads. Okay. Now, in order to flash the operating system onto your card, you will need to download the imager, either for Windows or macOS. I've got a Windows computer because I have a life. So I have downloaded Imager 1.4. You can see it there. And now I'm going to open it up. The screen will probably go blank because it asks me if I want to run it. So let's just wait for it to do that. There we go. And with a bit of luck, what will happen is it will open up an installer. There we go. Done. And it should open up this. Now then, what you're going to do is you're going to choose the operating system that you would like to put onto your Raspberry Pi. You've got a lot of choices. There is Briscos, which would, I'm not going to lie, be a brave choice. You've got RetroPie, which turns it into a sort of retro gaming machine if you want to show your parents what they're missing. You've got Ubuntu, which is a fairly standard Linux distribution. You've got LibreElec, which is a media center distribution, so it's a bit like having a Fire Stick or having a Google Chromecast or whatever. But actually, I suggest that you start with Raspberry Pi OS 32-bit. This is a port of an operating system called Debian for the Raspberry Pi. It's a version of Linux, and it comes with a whole bunch of software already installed, and it's completely set up for the Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to select that. I'm now going to choose my SD card, and for goodness sake, make sure you choose the right one. Don't choose somebody else's USB stick that's stuck in the computer. Don't choose the C drive. Don't choose, like, your mum's most important USB drive to completely overwrite. Okay, make sure you know what you're doing. And then the final thing you're going to do is you're going to press write. Now, I'm not going to do that because it takes about 20 minutes, and I've already done it previously. But what you'll find is it'll go from 0% to 100% saying writing to the card. Then it'll do it again, going from 0% to 100% saying verifying the card, and then it will say it's complete, and then you press OK. And then you're going to get out of there, and now you can just remove the SD card. Now in part 2, we're going to look at setting up the actual Pi itself, so that will be done dodgily on a sort of handheld camera, but I shall do that tomorrow. So good night for now, and I shall see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much.